wait, did I? Okay, we did it. I updated to cookie clicker, and now we're clicking on play. If you don't know what we're doing stocks for. I don't, I don't want that. I want my stream. Sorry, I'm putting it on. Yeah, I called it. One. I'm making a brag. I'm putting a brag out here. I called. I'm just bragging. This is going to be a short thing because I'm bragging the whole time. I called it. I fucking called what Twitch was going to do. Hold on, let me see if I can put hope. And I'm going to put on the Twitch brand. Let me put on the Twitch brand really quickly. Hold on. Twitch brand content guideline. Okay. I made a bet. I called everything. I'm gonna explain why. I need to put this above on. Boom. Okay, and property. Then we are going to here. Sorry, I have to like. Where is it? Where? I don't want. Where is it? Where is the one I'm looking for? Okay, there it is. I'm putting cookie clicker on my back. I called this. Okay. If you don't know why, I said I'm calling this. Okay, this is the brand content guideline. I'm going to go in depth about why I'm calling every Twitch streamer who basically complain about it is stupid. So, what go down to a discussion tool? Everyone support it. I think that is actually smart. But here's what I'm calling out. This is what I'm calling out. Okay. So the part they're missing is the other brand thing. I want to see if I can get the image of this one. Twitch brand, brand content image. Okay, if they have it, I actually will help way more than people. Than brand content. Where is it? Where is my? There it is. Okay. This is the first one. So let me put on the controversial sticks. I don't know what that is. I'm not. Okay, where does it have the image? So they put in the original one. I actually support this. To promote people. I made a tweet about it and I support it. So all they are reasonable. And then here's what the part that people are mad about. This is what the part they're mad about. Let me try my volume. I'm putting my volume all the way up. Okay. This is why. This is why. And I'm calling it. Okay, the 5% of the screen had not 30%, which I kind of did support. I think it should have been 5 or 7. Like, this is like a good size. But everyone got mad off of these. And then I thought about it. I genuinely thought about it. And you know what I thought? I said? It didn't make sense. Literally, they allow logo on stream the same way. And actually realizing what burn-in means for content branding, burn-in, human branding. A burn-in for content branding. Yeah. 5% Find burning question about content market. Up in smoke. How's it find burning market? Go from. I can't find it. I don't want to. I don't. They don't have it, unfortunately. But no, what it is for burning, because I read the whole thing. On, oh, I didn't see that. Too slow. I'm too slow. I'm about to buy this. Search for me wasting playing Cookie Flicker. But no, this is what burning means. If you guys don't know, burning basically embed like links to it. Pretty much what burning is, and I don't think they have it. But let me see if they have it on the actual content branding. Okay, they took that out too. But I kind of want to read the frequency of that question. No, but what it was burner are pretty much imbue links that are there, and it was dumb how they started saying like, oh yeah, that was bad. It like because this is fine. Safe Farm Waypoint, all that is fine. Doesn't officially count. And then I saw asmongold. I don't. If they go through, okay, we'll be leaving Twitch. My favorite thing from it is Adam Ross, because I don't watch Adam Ross, but he basically like, yeah, I'm not putting a hoods on or misskip, because I supported this when they also attacked it, because what pretty much happened was every YouTuber was basically starting to leave, but their contradiction, because they allowed these, which should be allowed on Twitch. This, I think it was too low, in my opinion, as I say again. Too low to maintain. It also hard to tell, so this is, I think, logos on stream was pretty much meant for legal safety. What I think they didn't want was a image to take half the screen, or pretty much be like, in the best way, burn an ad like this. They didn't want this. I think that ruins a lot of it. But they literally never said. And the burn-in were pretty much because they didn't want content in there. Now let's get to the fun part, reading this. Because I'm going in depth on why I support everything on here. Even the alcohol. Because no one I have my theory. My theory is no one reads this. No big streamer read the hateful product or services, illegal product and service. No one read this fully. Because if they do, you understand why. Finally, we allow brand content for certain product and service, but they're including alcohol. Product must be marked as mature content. No one is talking about this. I want to make a video calling out every YouTuber, basically saying that they're dumb. Because they say it right there, and it's because, ironically enough, cannabis related, they can justify two of them. They could justify cannabis related products just simply because it's justifiable, and don't order product or services. Because they could make an argument that both of those should be considered mature audiences, but because they put both of them and only alcohol, that way they're defending it, in my opinion. Oh, and also, do they have the other one? Gambling things. Which, I think all gambling should have been banned. Actually, it's saying slots or roulette. But I think blackjack. Wait, what do they consider risky gambling? Because I never read this part. A prohibit game, yeah. State. No free social version. We do not allow free social. The policy prohibits fantasy sport or poke. No, we permit broadcast. Okay. So it literally allows every type of gambling that is what people call justifiable, and then does not allow the one type that people argue it's skill. Okay, so that's my opinion. Unauthorized, basically justifiable. Uh, Additionally, do not allow the following, which is these. If you want my opinion, I think they're big enough where you can see. If not, I'm gonna make it bigger. But we're making it halfway. Uh, if you would look under it, say adult products might be marked at mature content. I'm gonna put it right up here. But nothing happening up. Nothing happening up, so I'll move it up. Just for that. Because Twitch streamers are dumb. And I realize that. Once you realize that they're dumb and or they're heavily manipulating, how do I know if they're brand content mentioned? Pretty much that. It's pretty much that. Nothing out big. Okay. Do I have to use this? Basically, yeah. Can I contact Twist? No. Why do I need to disclose my brand? I support this. I literally support this before they change it. I think if they made a point saying, hey, we do not want. I'll do a sample. I will show you a sample. Let me pull out YouTube. Let me put on Ludwig commercial. Let me show that one. They don't want this. They do not want this on stream. This is a KFC commercial they did for an event.
I want to double down.
You see how kind of dumb this is?
What is it?
And this is banned on YouTube, by the way. What he did is banned on YouTube. It just literally like how to justify this. Hey guy, how to justify this? Like you see how like this is actually a commercial that is used for an event on YouTube, which is also not allowed. So I'm gonna for a little bit.
Ain't she a beauty?
Okay, I want to see where would this stream. A follow on Twitter. Why did he win like money? Yeah, because it's dumb. Because it literally justified that, and then like everything else. One of them I did support. Many people don't know. I actually supported this. I support ad being run. It sounds bad. It's smart in thinking of content of Twitch. Twitch doesn't know they don't need a chain networking for it. And this basically said, yeah, but we're allowed to do it anyway. What happened if I failed to disclose? If you fail, this is the part where I think people are dumb. This is the part where streamer didn't read or they skim. And this is why I'm calling them out. Because it's like, send via warning emails. Repeat failure to disclose it includes suspension of your account. Basically, they're like, hey, don't do that. Work on it there. Do I need... If you're being paid by a charity or corporation, you might... I support that also. Okay, and then like, if you look at a quick term of service, we're going down, by the way. We are going down to branded content, where Twitch recognized that some user collab with brand, which is featured discussed. Okay, if you choose to brand with providing written in addition, you are responsible. For example, if you're being paid with free product and it's saying it's disclosing, So that I'm going down. Advertisement. Twitch have the right to monetize Twitch server and commit. So this means that you are not allowed to a third party inserting or embedding pre-recorded, which basically they said that. The difference is, and this is the argument I think Twitch they should have made, is we're pretty much getting attacked for this. You should put on them because that's what they do more. We do not have control over it. But it basically made it this part. I like this better than the other one. I'm gonna admit that. But it basically made it where the third party is liable and not you. It literally doesn't change anything. It just basically put more blame on third party instead of the actual Twitch streamer, which I support. And they basically said that in the other one too, where if you keep doing this, the only difference is now you can do all three. It literally does not change anything because it forced third party to do it. Idea submitted. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to read was not liability and damages, not application. Where is it? I have to go back up. Account, user, block. Where is account, use of device, modification of these terms and services, basically. But that literally, and then there one person I saw, because I don't watch a lot of people argue on it. I probably watch Lovely. And he's like, yeah, I support one. And I'm like, and I read it. And then I'm like, that's lame. So, I only want one. Not Amaranth. Asmongold. Do they have that Asmongold? I'm done with Twitch. Yep, 35 minutes.
Could I get the 10-piece chicken
I can
McNuggets?
explain what he
No, Big
complains,
Mac.
and I will pause it. Be like every other react
I'm
Andy.
still here.
Get one favorite like a Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets and get another for just
There's
a
the
buck.
comment.
Right now.
Sorry, I'm doing it so we don't look at the ads.
Meet Grammarly Go, your go-to solution for getting
For what?
quality work done quickly.
I decided to take like literally a few days off, not
We're,
even a
we're
week.
skipping a little bit.
Like I'm not even talking wake up. There's like some great moment that Twitch decided picture.
Okay, but I'll explain everything why he's wrong. I think Asmongold is smart in some regard, dumb, or he's manipulating. But also, I would say, I'm pulling Hassan on. I need to wait for him to finish the statement.
I want to dispel the illusion. We're gonna probably have to repeat myself 5 times about this. I want to dispel the illusion that Twitch is doing this for the viewer. Twitch is doing this so they can maintain a complete monopoly through the new system that they're planning on implementing to allow streamers to connect with brands.
Okay, I'm going to pause there because there's no statement. Or there will be, and or there won't, I'm not sure. But in my opinion, I think it would more beneficial for streamers on end with the new system. With the original system, it would more of a way to have a check and balance so it wouldn't become that forward. I think the only issue with it was the 3% should have been higher, but everything else would totally fine and acceptable to that regard. It would literally, what happened was, Twitch is doing bad thing. Twitch is making me lose money from my events. But instead of actually running the event properly, I'm going to put out placement. And like the other question is like, their other question like, will like gaming events, would those be considered commercial or MB links? Their actual question should have been asked, but they weren't. And I think that were way more important. But like Twitch goes in and they do this. They do this and they should explain what burn-in is. If I believe if they explain what burn-in is and be like, hey, and I mean in depth, I'm saying like we don't what burn-in are and they said it, but they should have been clear like it affecting third party more. Where it's pretty much the third party adding it and doing all that. You can talk about, you can do all that, which they say, but like every other streamer. And here's the thing. My controversial hot take is Twitch is pretty much a pushover on big streamer. Like when I have one example when the gambling stream happened and every big Twitch streamer basically threatened to leave. They care about Twitch streamer more than people think. They put in the thing where they don't. They do. They care about asmongold. They care about Pokemon. The difference is because they let a lot of things slide. To example, a Nairo situation, which they basically unban a guy because massive support and gambling. This is the third. I hate when people say it not. They literally are pushovers. Get a couple big streamers to threaten to leave. Any of the company are pushovers. The difference is, asmongold and all them basically are complaining to benefit them. And the other thing is if like you don't explain what burn, and I watched some of it. So one of the big thing is him talking about the the ban and talking about Lovett did the same thing about like oh why cannabis and all that. I'll give you the reason. Cannabis is illegal in Russia. Cannabis is illegal in the Middle East. And cannabis is illegal in Japan, China, both Koreas. It's illegal almost everywhere. The thing is, should we focus on American laws, which cannabis is also illegal in these states, some states, or should we just ban it entirely because, then again, this is a national, worldwide platform. Even YouTube does this, so I don't know where the logic is like, cannabis is banned. My opinion, the opinion of this is, I think asmongold is doing that so he can get fansly and hit events. Because this is why I don't like, because there's that logic play now. You have to think about logical reasoning and you see corruption in this.
So what they're doing is they're removing things like, take a look at this, burned in display ads. Do you know why they're trying to remove this? It's so they can do it themselves and monopolize the profits at over 50% from the content creator.
Okay, he finished his statement. Oh, good job. I'm not pulling a Hassan. I'm not bashing him. The reason why they're doing that is because most display ads change, and they're calling for links. And as I say again, this is allowed. This can also be a ban. Now let's pull out a most banner. They switch. They do other things. They probably have a code right here. Probably other thing. And they should explain it more. I would not call this play. Hold on. Yeah, but as I was saying, literally justifiable burn-in. Audio ad, justifiable. They're run by most of the time third-party organization. The big difference, a lot of companies do not want this. Say like G Fuel, they don't want this. They do not want. So G Fuel may have this. G Fuel may have this. G Fuel may have this. They won't have these. They don't want to have unboxing. They're not that type of company. They don't want that. What they rather have is these three. And maybe this. Definitely this. Most likely these two. This one is kind of iffy. But, guess who loses money? Not YouTubers. Because they could basically argue that, like, yeah, all the companies don't allow that, but we allow these to no exception. But no, we'll keep reading.
So
We'll
if
keep.
you think that, oh, it's because Twitch wants us to have a better experience, get the fuck out of here. Go back to fairy tale land with rainbows and unicorns.
But I'm making fun of him. I'm pulling Hassan now. I'm pulling Hassan. No, I think Twitch is smart in the fact that third company, they even said they're worried about third companies going in and doing this. They're not worried about you, asmongold, sitting on your butt doing this. Like, this is the only time I'm doing it. I play games. I generally, if I ever get an idea, which there's -2% chance I will, why would I use these? Most likely the only one I'm using is this, but I could usually go put a flash thing in there for a while. I'll put this. Or something else that allows it. They're virtually, one thing I think they should add it, which I think should be up here, is like, and I think they were going to, because this is free, is, I think what they were going to add is having a, not a logo, but like a whole screen that basically does that for N. I think they were going to allow that, but it was going to be basically similar to this. Like, the only thing I don't agree with is the 3% size. It's unenforceable, most likely just you to protect, to make sure, like, one or the other. Which I think, my opinion, is they didn't want this halfway through the screen.
Absolutely fucking not. They're doing this. They're making things that are completely innocuous. Like, oh, we all agree that, oh, let's see, what's some of the things that they shouldn't advertise? Oh, I don't know. Guns, maybe. A lot of people are from the U.S., so that's not a problem for them. Like scams. Oh, let's see, like ICOs, get rich. They literally say that they don't want you to advertise get-rich-quick schemes. Well, by the way, I'm sorry to say, but Twitch is a get-rich-quick scheme too, so get the fuck out of here. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about everything else. Drug treatment centers. Yeah, you don't want anybody to seek treatment for overdose. Absolutely not. And this is what
Wait, does it say that? I want to actually read that. I'm reading the content policy again, because I don't think it said that, but I'm also could be wrong. Example of brand Twitch, endorsement, and all that. They didn't want stream overlay, so I don't even know where they're not. Like, where in your... Yeah, they basically say that in the first one. What go down? Medical facility and products. I wonder why they don't want to allow these type of action. It's not like you are basically promoting, let's say, ivermectin or radiation therapy for not people without that. Like, this is why I don't like these streamers, because they don't, and I hate to say this, I'm gonna go maybe smart in a way, but offering, because he only doing medical facility, there is definitely a either dumbness or malicious attempt. I like doing the first, because that way you always have to do. You have to think if the guy is stupid before you think he's evil. And that is reasonable. But if you read this, they put it at the end. Because guess what they all are? They are things that doctors should be prescribing. And, like, I'm forgetting the streamer. I think it's like, he's a psychologist. I don't want him, like, to pretty much say every time, like Dr. Field does, we have the one treatment center, really good treatment center. I don't want that, because I want to get prescribed that by a doctor. So that's this. A political content, I actually do support So, the one I know he will talk about way in depth is E3. He also, I'll go with this first. His certain financial product and services make sense, but him attacking Twitch like that, I think it's stupid and malicious. Because at the very end of it, it's like, yeah, well, but guess what? Guess what? They talk about that. Oh, wait, what? What? Reput, reproductive health services are allowed. Oh, what? That weird. That is allowed, but why? But not that. Or you could just go in and be like, well, illegal products are not allowed. So like, technically, we could justify all these are not allowed. But here's the other thing: political content should never be allowed on any of the platforms. It's a kid platform. If you, and I'm saying like, I could pull up a video, and this would have paid ad because I remember someone saying it was. There it is. Among It with AOC. So this was a pay ad by AOC. What it was, people who were doing it, where is what this guy told all of them. Literally, all the big streamers were playing that. On 5 nights for a 5.5 hour broadcast. He played in with Sai, a member of Canadian Parliament. You're like, how about this? On this was 2020. She played. I can't find it. I'm sad now. I can't find it. I can't find the people, but I know what this guy Toast was because you saw that. But that would pay. That would definitely pay. Or if it wasn't, there definitely was an endorsement of benefits. And I think what happened at the very end was that company made money. At the very end, she got people to talk about her. And now you have like, oh man. But then you have like, so that's supported like, or issue a public debate. And could pay promotion of politician, political party, or issue a public debate. Yeah. This is my example for asmongold, any of them. What if Twitch allowed this, and Republican Party, because I think Hassan is definitely Democrat, and I'm doing this for him, basically paid all the big streamers, and they all accept, hypothetically, that they actually talk about why abortion is wrong. And they start telling facts. With their social relationship, they win. No matter what, they win. Okay, and then cannabis related, because they go in with that and they're like, yeah, that should be allowed. No, it's not. It banned everywhere else. It banned in outer countries. Their legality.
Find to be the cutest thing out of them all is alcohol. What is the fucking logic in not allowing political content or cannabis, that's weed, pot related content, but you allow alcohol?
Okay, I'm going to pause right there because he did make a great point. Why alcohol allowed? Because not banned, it also have to be marked by adult mature content, which if you don't know anywhere else, basically means your video won't get as much views, you basically lose money, and it's not promoted to kids. So with that logic, it's allowed. But him saying this should not be allowed, well, let's see. This should be on. Which country ban weed? What country banned it? Okay. $2023. So this is illegal. This is where it's illegal. There's something. I don't know what it could be. by the way, that decriminalized, but not as your legal unknown, but often unenforced. Basically, everywhere in Europe, here, the Asian area, except North Korea, because, but all of it is illegal. The only places that are not, so or selective ammo, is North America. You can make an army in South America, especially right here, and in this part of Europe. Literally nowhere else it is illegal. You see, this is illegal right everywhere else. And his logic is, well, it's because we should only focus on this part where it is not illegal. Wait, but it gets funnier, it gets funnier, it gets funnier. Okay, now let's change that. Let's change that to which state ban weed. Which states ban? Meanwhile, in fourth state, so those four states legally can't have that. And this is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say. And right now, I get what there's, but he makes this dumb argument. He makes a dumb argument that it should not be legal. Which you could do a basic Google search and be like, hey, it is, there's legal matters in there. But even with that, alcohol still have to be marked for adult content. He doesn't talk about that because he loses argument points. It's similar to how he could basically argue that without reading this part are allowed that reproductive health services is banned under this. Because he doesn't read it because he knows that, and I'm saying dumbness, I'm dumb, not bad faith, just being dumb, that he does not know. Okay, let's go.
No fucking universe is cannabis more dangerous or more deadly than alcohol. And I am so fucking sick. I never smoke weed and I never drink alcohol, by the way. I don't do any of these things, so this has no point of personal gain for me. Smoking weed,
Okay.
people can do that and it's totally fucking fine. It doesn't hurt them. But alcohol kills millions of people. It ruins lives. It causes drunk drivers. Well, to be honest, drunk.
Yes, and weed. Weed is considered under the influence, same as alcohol and laws. I'm pausing him in the middle because it's dumb what he's saying. And I'm saying dumb because what you're basically comparing is, well, and I'm going to like the Texan example. Well, my bazooka is not as bad as the gun, at the simple handgun, because the simple handgun hits you. It can hurt a lot more than blowing half of your body up. But like, that's a terrible analogy, but you get the point. He's basically comparing two things, which you can justify through other means, and saying one not bad than the other. Well, but I have to describe it. We actually have disadvantages, same as alcohol. The main thing for alcohol and why it's still around is because longevity rule. They have longevity, but also, guess what? Ironically enough, asmongold, with 2-second research, you just made an argument to raise the age limit for both. Because if you understand basic mindset, after the age of 25, weed doesn't have an effect. It has a major effect under that age to actually cause damage, similar to alcohol. Alcohol, it's actually not bad in low doses. That's actually a thing people talk about. Their actual benefit with drinking alcohol, mainly wine and all that, through health reasoning. Weed doesn't do that. It is a depressant so it actually boosts up awareness and doesn't actually do that. Alcohol is multiple factors. So Amical doing this, by the way, in debate, he's doing this so he can gain sympathy to justify why this should be allowed, which you can justify why tobacco and related products should be allowed. Because,
Driver's clause drunk.
because here's the thing. I'm gonna make fun of him for this. With his logic of this, I could point to two other things that can be unbanned with that logic, which is tobacco and tobacco-related products, and ironically, adult entertainment services. At what point do you not justify that? Cannabis-related products, oh, the only difference is, and with the legal argument, they could actually be allowed. Their actual argument saying it's not officially banned in most countries, and the non-legality reasons. But no, I'm evil.
Drivers, there are many alcohol enjoyers that enjoy it responsibly. I saw that on a commercial, and it's completely fine. But guess what? There are a lot more that don't. I think alcohol is a poison, and I think the entire world would be better off if nobody drank it ever. That's what I think. But I'm not going to make a fucking rule against it. And you know what else? I wouldn't make a rule against cannabis either. And you know what's so fucking disgusting? Because you can easily say that the reason why they're doing this is to be compliant with legal reasons, right? Of course. But what about political content? What about drug treatment centers? What the...
I have to keep pausing and flipping back because I explained it because what they're talking about here, if you actually understand basic, not legal jingo, I'm bad with words. You'll figure it out real soon. What they're talking about is treatment. They should have changed to treatment and products. For example, like, hey, I'm getting a sponsorship from ivermectin. I'm not. Please don't sue me to it. Or chemo. What does that benefit? What does that benefit Twitch? What does that benefit you? You're basically what do the most radical example, because he did, and if he ever react to this, which if he does, I is medical treatment. What if Admical, you, the person I'm reacting to, basically starts saying, hey, I got sponsored by chemotherapy. You should all take chemotherapy even though you don't have cancer. You see how bad that gets? Or even say, like, it helped me and explain and say I gave money for this. Because if you look at it, it's basically hard to pay for these. It's also dangerous because, like, drug treatment center, my only thing if I change it from all that, but they basically say treatment. So I don't know why he's saying, like, oh, look at this one example, because I'm assuming bad stupidity. He didn't read this, and he saw the last part. Or he had bad faith, and he knows that his people won't read this. I read this first after watching him. So I'm like, it doesn't say medical treatment. At most, you can read the in legal setting and say they just don't want you to sell treatment. I think the one before it actually very reasonable. Miracle cures should not be allowed. Agree 100%. All that. Drug treatment center should not be allowed because they could be considered miracle cure at the very end. And their actual lawsuit potential. They could be considered lawsuit potential. But he does it, and I want to watch the whole thing before until he like go back, because he will talk about the a lot of times because you have no other arguments. But here my, and I will counter every time he does that.
What are we talking about here? In what universe is promoting a political idea that a person believes in what universe is that more corrosive than alcohol?
Okay, I can make that point. You finished that point. I'm quickly doing this. It's gonna take a while. But okay, political content. I always say why. You don't want people being paid. The example I use, hopefully someone answer. But there's also another reason. And it basically, who are the people watching this? It's not grown adults. It's not 25-year-olds. It's not 30-year-olds. But also, you don't know information. I do not want political content on YouTube. Their example of this, I can pull up where Try Guy Politics. Do they have a video? When I'm pulling up a video, it was a while ago. Try Guy endorsed Joe Biden for president. Okay, Try Guy's target audience, like by age. Where's the target audience by age? Okay, late teen and early 20. I want anybody with political content, with politics, to do research. That is reasonable. What I don't want is what he is offering, completely remove it. Hey, I'm Republican, I'm just going. I don't want some person what do the opposite of Hassan, because then people will see the point, if he ever on it, of a Republican basically buying every big YouTuber, every Twitch streamer, and being like, hey, you can lie, start saying why the other party bad. And you'd see that. You saw what Try Guy. Try Guy did that. They start saying, oh yeah. But no, he's justifying this because you're like, oh, I'll go in until he says this.
You say that, oh, what if it's a Nazi? There's already a thing about hateful product.
I can pause it and say that point. Yeah, but also consider a political identity. But the other issue is, this can be used for any of these. Look, harmful products. This can be used for any of these. You could have a harmful product that could fall under this. Doesn't prove it's that. Hit logic is the most radical example. Bad faith, he dumb. Never assume someone is evil. Assume they're stupid. Until you have a point, you can prove they're evil.
Products and services. Let's not bring in the extremes to talk about an obvious.
But who was paying for it? Hassan.
This is insane.
No, who was paying asmongold?
Rip Hassan. Hassan's not taking sponsorships for politics. He does it for free.
Okay, wait 1 second. Yeah, but as I was saying, using the Hassan example is also the most radical example again. Now I'm starting to think he actually doesn't teach what he believes. And he goes in and he goes with the mindset that I'm smarter than people, my example works. They don't. They're radical examples. No, but as I was saying, ultimately, what is happening is, his example is radical or radical and all that.
So this is not Rip Hassan. Think
I
about
think-
this for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's not helping anybody. Like, and this is the thing again. This is why I had to go live, because I see people saying, "Haha, Rip Hassan." No, it's not. It's not going to do anything to him. He's a fucking multi-millionaire living in a $3 million.
Then why are you doing it? I think it because you can't actually make good content and you ultimately need to rely on brand deals for your events because you can't figure out any way to do other things. And the people who did that on YouTube and they were smart about it. For example, ironically enough, one of the YouTubers I respect who I think if they had brand deal on Twitch would do it the same way, and I think it would have been better. It's AlphaRad. Look, AlphaRad is a good content creator. He's good on the ad placements. He's generally good. He makes unique. He follow YouTube thing. He could follow that, And the thing is, for his, he does ad reads. So I don't get what his point is. Like, I think ultimately he needs to run in place ad, which, okay, just figure out other solutions. And I think, and the thing is, I'm going to have to be more critical of him right now because I think with every basic counter I'm putting, it more malicious. Because his community, I think, because I say that, and I'll say that again. Twitch is the easiest pushover of anything. YouTube is hard. YouTube will actually fight back. Twitch will. Twitch will lie down every time there's any pushback that is heavy enough. A couple of the big streamers, they will stop. The difference is as Mikkel knows that. He knows that he could have to argue that. He have to do all that. Didn't hit or basically said he's leaving, and if you don't know what happened, Aiden Ross, the owner of Kick, basically banned one of his people, Mizkif. And in my personal views of the whole situation, I think the best case scenario to have Mizkif still on Twitch. Because here's the thing, you wanna know why? Because you can never survive anywhere else. Because all their content of pure watching will never work on Twitch or Kick. Sorry, YouTube or Kick. Or Rumble. But we'll keep going.
Oh, you guys hear about that? Yeah, I think everybody has by now. Living in a $3 million socialist mansion, which, by the way, I completely support. And they think that they're going to get it. Oh, we got Hassan. No, you didn't. This has nothing to do with him. I'm losing my fucking mind.
Radical examples. Again, radical. He basically saying harder example of that.
It's not going to affect him at all. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm probably going to.
This is 25 minutes. By the way, I watched a lot of the whole thing.
Less than an hour, actually 2 hours ago. It's a little bit ago. Twitch came out with a update to their branded content guidelines.
I think this is a repeat because he repeats 5 times.
Massive rulings about
where he just
what
keeps
you
ranting
can and
about the
can't
same
do
thing.
Sponsored streams for, and different types of ways that you can do a sponsored stream.
And if there's more,
will be no longer
what I'm going to probably do is
Twitch
post this.
starting on July 1st. This is not
And then,
effective immediately. It's starting on July 1st. Music's loud.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it down just a tad bit. Okay.
Well,
anyway, so let's go ahead and let's
I'm
talk about what
trying
some
to
of
think.
these rules are. This is the actual. We're going to look actually at the post itself, and we're going to look at it. So, branded content will enable automated disclosure.
I support the first thing. Hold on. I'm going to say one positive, which of it, I support the first thing to see if it's something of ad placement. Because you literally have people who don't know you have kids, and I think that helps. Every company doing that except Twitch, and I'm actually proud of that. But you won't talk about it.
And stream archives show below. It says includes paid promotion. This is something that's present on YouTube. Now let's talk about what's.
He won't support that. He won't because he's mad at everything else. It's funny because I love what thing of it. He said I actually support that. That one thing I support, and he basically made another insult. But I think everyone should support that.
What's okay about this and what's not. So these are the things that you're allowed to do. You're allowed to have branded panels. You're allowed to showcase products in the background. You're allowed to have links to sites that promote other things. You can discuss and unbox products, and you can play sponsored games.
I just realized something. Hold on, I'm putting on the other one, and I'm going up here. All of these support small creators. I just realized that. All of these support small creator more often than the one they banned, except this one, because that one iffy. Don't support the 3% size. All of these are more bigger creator things. Like, I would not see a small creator have this, or this. But I would see a small creator probably get a sponsor game, probably do all these because they are unique, and it's them actually promoting it. Instead of these, which I think that another reason is they really don't add content. like this may, but like it also really disadvantage for long term like actually making content. This route pretty much makes you be quiet. This only a sample of this, but like I I do realize this, and this may be the hard take yet. This is like actual support of small creators or unique stuff. This really doesn't make unique contributions. So I don't know why he's saying that. In my opinion, I think smaller creators will support the permit stuff. Bigger creators hate it because they can't do nothing.
These are, so you can only have a logo on your stream that is less than 3% of the screen size. Now, I wonder, so what happens if like somebody at Twitch is using a monitor resolution that's different than the streamer's monitor resolution? Like, let's say they're using a 600 by 800 or they're on mobile, so it has a different ratio. And then does the streamer get banned because it's 4% on their screen and 3% on the streamers?
I actually support that. Like, Admiral actually says something smart in this. Like, for that. That way I think it should not be. But I also say more likely a legality thing. Just in case. Because, like, no one would know if 5% is 3. But I think they don't want it 50 or over 10% where a big corner, a big chunk is that. Like, this is not even 3%, but there are a lot of questions into it. Like, do we count, like, the non-shaded? So, like the very top and very bottom, which it will definitely be, or the image itself. And I think, ultimately, that is actually a good question, and I think that should have been resolved or made bigger.
Like, what happens here? So it's just such an insane thing. It doesn't matter what the fuck. It doesn't matter, exactly. The idea that it should only be allowed to 3% removes autonomy from content creators, and it allows Twitch to once again monopolize the space of monetizing their platform on Twitch. And I really want to say, can somebody please find me the tweet of, in response to people's concerns of the of Twitch making these advertising and these monetization updates? This was maybe like maybe.
I'll go back a couple. No, I'll go back for and explain. It literally doesn't. I don't know where he came at. I think it ultimately like based on content itself. Like we can look at the ad deal, and this is what I came. If like these are unique things, like they may not sound unique, like oh brand channel pay, but you're still gonna be doing your things. You're still gonna be like playing Minecraft, playing Minecraft, playing Minecraft, playing Minecraft. Probably got sponsors to play Minecraft. Or like talking about a product. This I think these three, except this one, because it's iffy. And you could make an argument either way, but I think it did allow. Where these three don't make content. I don't know where he gained this idea, oh, they're monopolizing. No. They're literally saying, hey, at the very least, don't have third party here that is pretty much putting ads. And like, what content would you need in an audio ad? For your podcast? So you can't do a read. Oh, your display. Why do you need that? Like, you're taking that much room for your thing, and you're probably sponsored, which you cannot make other content. This, you pretty much put a burn in that for this. But we'll keep going. Let's keep going.
Ago, of the person who is like the product.
So it's 6 months
Twitch,
ago.
Talking about how this wouldn't affect personal existing streams, because I wanted to find that pretty important, and your voice is powerful. Go live on asmongold. Neither of that matters. What matters is the YouTube video. Streams are transient. They're over, and nobody cares about them after they're over. What matters is the YouTube video. Who gives a fuck about the stream? And
That way I'm probably going to save this and put it on YouTube in 2 days. No, I'll put it on immediately.
Well, it's simple. Because there's other platforms that don't try to steal money in that way from content creators anyway. That's the reason
But
why.
they all do.
And it's also
YouTube has that
I
policy.
think that they're already making money in a lot of different ways. So why would you stream on a platform that tries to encroach on your own
I think
content
that's like,
and
alright.
take things away from you and make things? By the way, this is what's so crazy about this, is that burned in video ads. Here we go. Streamers may not insert video ads directly into their streams. So
Okay.
that means, do you remember that sponsorship that I did with Dungeons and Dragons? Theoretically, I wouldn't have been able to do that
I don't know the
because
Dungeons and
that
Dragons.
video, I was showing it for a sponsorship. And the problem that I have
Yeah.
with this is that there's actually no logical reason for why this is problematic, that content creators can't do this. And I actually want to talk about the reason why Twitch is doing this. The reason why Twitch is doing this is because they're trying to create their own product placement platform and their own product placement catalog, similar to how bounties are and things like that. And what they're doing is that they're making competing types of advertisements against the rules, so Twitch can have a complete monopoly over the way that people monetize platform on their website.
Okay, I'm going to put a counter in there. I'm probably going. Wait, a lot of it going to be halfway, but I'm going to watch a little bit more until halfway. Yeah, so 1 second. Sorry about that. Probably gonna be in. Probably be changing post.
way that they've never had before.
I want.
Yeah, they want to take a cut out of all the ads, and this is also, keep in mind, this is
I'll
right
make
off
this
the
my final
heels
statement. I'll
of
make this the
them
final one.
taking, going from 70% for streamers down to 50. So they're saying, hey,
Okay,
we're going to cut
relation.
your revenue. We're going to give you 20%
Okay, what?
less money, and it's 20% out of 100.
Oh, in 1
but
second. Sorry about that. I have to do
to be
something.
honest, what's 20% out of 50? That's a lot, right? That is a huge amount. That, like, if you took a pay cut like that at your job, I bet you'd probably start looking for another job.
Okay, now I can end it there. Without making my final statement. I planned for that final statement. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go definitely manipulating the situation with that thing. The 50 wasn't going to affect him, but going to affect other small streamers. People who are going into the market. Not him going into the market. He's going in with the justification now. Because guess what? Ironically enough, he had more to lose from pointing out from this. He made a point about the Dungeon and Dragon, but that would be for this. Saying it would after, how many of them would not do it? Would change it to be more personalized. YouTube does this all the time, as Mikkel. I wonder what you would do if they needed to do that. Secondly, the 75 to 50 cut, it also manipulating the people watching. He's pretty much doing that because he knows that any other argument with someone not as smart could easily counter him with basic logical points of reading this. Even down here, read this, and pretty much, my pants, and it basically like that. What happened if I fail? You pretty much get a warning. They don't want repeated action. But here's the thing. Amico only cares that to target this. Because you have more to gain or stupidity. Stupidity is the first option that you're doing. With that, I'm ending stream. See you all next